Welcome to Markers and Milestones, the Aftershow, where we explore educational opportunities for young men and women beyond traditional college, all from a Christ-centered perspective. I'm Lee Bortons, and I'm here with my co-host, Amanda Kleist. Today is Wednesday, October 18th, 2023, and we were just joined by John Stamas of Defender Capital, an investment management company, and he was a very interesting person. So what were your takeaways, Amanda, and comments?
Well, I loved the conversation. And that's because his Christ-centered worldview was so integrated into the way he just thought about everything he did in his actions. He had a hard time disentangling it for the conversation, or maybe it just wasn't in any way the way he thought. So that was a great example of what an integrated Christ-centered worldview looks like in practice. So I really appreciated that about him.
Yeah, he just exudes Christ, and he really means it. Like this summer, when his family was off of the school, they're at the local classical school. They read the entire Bible out loud together as a family in 8 weeks. And you just don't find many men taking that kind of leadership on that aren't in like an academic situation, like your husband, who's already a lover of books. So he just really wants it to be a holistic life. I didn't know that he didn't take people out, that he didn't have clients outside of his, I didn't have interns outside his clients. So that's a good reason to become a client of his, and or if you have an investment broker you work with, ask them if they have something in the summer for your kids to attend. Why not do that?
Right. And, it made me think, oh, let's reach out to my local Christian estate planning person and say, do you do this? If not, would you do this as a parent? Right? Because
Yeah, I
sometimes
appreciate.
would you is a good question.
Yeah, I appreciate you asked him how you would get started with it because him going from 2, 4 to 8. It really is just I'm willing to have some young people in my house for a week, and I'll invite 2 or 3 of my friends in, and we'll just eat good food and play some games in the evening. I know you appreciate that because that's how your households run, also. So it's just nice to have the gift of hospitality, which I realize everybody doesn't have that gift and/or the space, but we forget that other people do. And I've never met an adult who, if a child asked them to help them with something, said no. And so John's the kind of person who not only would not say no, he's looking for ways to help them.
Right. So there's also the gift of the coffee shop if you can't have people in your home and meeting people there, right? That's not my gifting. I'd rather make my coffee at home. But yeah, so they can go. It doesn't always have to be your four walls. There's another thing that I wanted to point out as a marker and milestone, and that was the question you asked about how do you get people prepared to handle money if there's generational wealth coming into it. And so I wanted to share, yeah, that's a huge deal, whether you're 18 or 20 or 30,
Mhm.
whether you're the first child and your parents are in the 20s, or you're the last child and mama was 47 when she had you. Those make different trajectories, right?
That's true.
In terms of
Yes,
when those things will happen.
that's right.
And many of these kids will end up with healthcare powers of attorney. And then also the financial. So if you're ever going to set up a healthcare power of attorney that gives your child the right to enact your wishes in the healthcare setting, you should be as open about the financial aspects to it. So I don't know what everybody's family did, but my father had a once a year meeting, not like your family, because he's not the kind of financial person that your family is. But we had a family meeting. We went out to whatever the restaurant was. He talked about the budget we had as a family. He talked about the savings goals we had as a family. He talked about how we'd be tracking money as a family. All those things happened at a regular basis. And, now he's in a different stage in life, and I am the person who will be the trustee on their trust. And so one of the things he does for me now that he's in his 80s is that I attend that call with his financial advisor because my mom doesn't want to touch it. She doesn't want to touch the money. So it will bypass her, the matriarch of the family, and come to me. It's her preference, not her capacity. And he's saying, okay, but then my daughter will. So you might find your markers and milestones means you need to ask your parents questions, because if they're going to put you on the trust documents, you
Mhm.
should be in on those meetings now.
Yeah, that's one other conversation we could have, because you don't have to be wealthy to have a trust. Sometimes
Nope.
it's just a good idea to protect everybody. Okay, well, we're getting off
But I
track.
got
So
no, well, yes, it is a marker and milestone for you in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, just so you
and
know. There's
never
more than
ends.
just your 20s or 30s.
That's right. That's right. Okay, well, I'm glad you enjoyed, John, and we'll look for other people that are interesting to help us raise our children into adulthood. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much,
such
guys.
Christ-centered conversations. Have a great week, guys.